Geometry, Unit 4, which is Chapter 9 from the book, Section 1, the Theory of Pythagoras. Pythagorean theorem, in a right triangle, the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs, and these are the legs, equals the square of the hypotenuse. So you end up with a squared plus b squared equals c squared, as you can see here in this formula. So let's try and solve some. So we've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, it doesn't actually matter which one's a and which one's b, but c has to be the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is across from the 90-degree angle. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. So x is the square root of 25. Now, you should know the square root of 25 is 5. All right, let's try another one. So here we've got, I'll call this A, call this B. Remember, the hypotenuse is C. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So x squared plus 64 equals 144. Subtract 64 to the other side, you get x squared equals 80. X equals the square root of 80. Now we're going to come back and we're going to simplify these problems. We don't want to leave this radical, the square root of 80. We're going to come back and simplify them, but we're going to show you guys how to do that. All right, so let's try and solve this one. It's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to solve for this triangle initially. Now you'll notice here's A, here's B, here's C. So it's a little bit different. 6 squared plus x squared equals c squared. So 36 plus x squared equals 64. So x squared equals 28. Subtract 36. So x is the square root of 28. And now, let's solve for this other triangle. So we're going to solve for this triangle here. Now you'll notice we've got x there. X is the square root of 28, as we talked about earlier. So 2x is 2 square root of 28. So a squared, this is going to be c, because that's 90. This is a linear pair. So square root of 28 squared plus 2 times square root of 28 squared equals c squared. Square root of 28 squared, the squared and square roots, they cancel each other out, and you're left with just 28. And you end up with 2 squared, which is 4 times 28. So 28 plus 112 equals c squared. So c is the square root of 140. And there we go. So now let's talk about how we actually simplify radicals. So we got the square root of 12. What we're going to do is we're going to try to find the smallest number that goes into 12. In this case, it's 2. That leaves you with 6. So the 12, I'm not worried about him anymore. Now I look at the 6. The smallest number is 2 and 3. Now I can't reduce any of these numbers anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my pairs. 2 times 2. Well, the square root of 2 times 2 is the square root of 4. Well, we know square root of 4 is 2. And that leaves me a square root of 3. Well, I can't simplify that, so square root of 3. 2 times square root of 3. All right. Square root of 45, smallest number is 5. It's 9. Now, I'm actually good stopping here because I know the square root of 9 is 3. So 3 square root of 5. All right. So this next one. Square root of 72, smallest number is 2. which gives us 36. And again, I'm good here because I know the square root of 36 is 6. So I'm left with 6 square root of 2. All right, square root of 32, 2, 16. I'm good here because I know the square root of 16 is 4. So 4 square root of 2. And that's the end of this lesson.